Hey, friend, have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, no matter what you try, no matter what you do, it just seems like your business isn't growing or you're not accomplishing your goals? Like you're doing everything you know to do, but it seems like something unseen is blocking your progress. Well, sis, you're not crazy. These are signs that your business is under attack. I'm Arika Davenport. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. As a coach and an advisor, I help Christian women to discern and defeat the spiritual attacks that come against them in their purpose driven businesses. And today, I am exposing 7 signs that the enemy is attacking your business. And I'm going to show you, give you some tools on how to fight back so that you can break through and rise up in your purpose and do and be everything God has called you to do and be. And so before I give you these 7 signs, I want to talk about why. Let's talk about why the enemy attacks Christian entrepreneurs. First of all, when we do kingdom business, we are producing kingdom results, right? And so your business isn't just any business. The ministry God has called you to build is just not any old ministry. This is designed to transform lives. You are making positive change in people's lives. Some of you are called to coach, you are called to mentor people. There is forms of deliverance through your coaching. If you're a health coach and you're helping people to lose weight, you're not just helping people to lose weight, you are helping them to break off a spirit of gluttony or addiction to food, right? And so your business is more than just a business. Your business has kingdom impact, and it brings eternal results for people. The business that God is giving you is designed to make him known. Well, we know the enemy don't want that, right? He doesn't want that. And so he comes in all these different ways and forms to discourage us, delay us, and deter us, because it's not just a business. It's not just about money. What God has called you to do transforms lives. It saves lives. It makes him known. He is equipping his people through the things that he has gifted you to do. So this is why the enemy comes after you. He wants to discourage you. He wants you to abort the mission. He doesn't want it to help the body, right? He is an enemy to the body. And so this is why your business is under attack, right? And so I want you to understand that this business, this ministry, this nonprofit, the podcast, the books, whatever it is God has called you to do, it is a weapon against darkness, right? It is a weapon against darkness. But here is the good news. Like, you have authority in Christ to not only discern it, because oftentimes the enemy wants to remain hidden. God has given us the gift of discernment, but he also has given us the ability to defeat it. He's given us the ability to overcome, to win against every demonic attack that comes against our business. And so my assignment and a part of my purpose is to help you to identify the ways that the enemy has come against you, but to also help you to overcome them so that you can continue in the purpose that God has for you. And so the first sign, friends, is unusual delays and blockages, right? Unusual delays and blockages. It's just like, something always happen where you can't focus on the business, or you're constantly putting out fires and this is an emergency. You don't know what to do. Like it just seems like there's always something in the way. Like if you're experiencing these unusual delays and blockages, like your plans are falling through, you're having tech issues, deals and contracts collapse at the last minute. These are signs that he's attacking you through this way. And one of the things you can do is pray for divine acceleration. You can anoint your workspace. You can declare your breakthrough, right? You can plan to some degree. Have a plan B if delays occur, right? Have a plan B for if this doesn't work, if my tech decides that it's not going to work, what's another way we can deliver this message, right? But this is the first sign. The second one which is big for a lot of the women that I work with, is a lack of clarity and confusion, right? And oftentimes you are attacked with this spirit of confusion when you're just uncertain about your next steps, or you second guess yourself. One moment you're really confident about what God has called you to do, you're ready to go, but then like the next day, you're not sure, right? You change your Instagram bio 50 times, you change your title 50 times, you change your messaging 50 times. You're not sure what to do. You're not sure if you should put out that product first. And it really keeps you in a place of not moving. It keeps you in a place of having mixed messages, in your marketing. It keeps you in a place of just stagnation. This is a sign. It's not that it's just, like I said, you're not going crazy. These are signs that the enemy is attacking you so that you can't move forward with confidence, right? And with a clear strategy. And so some of the solutions, if you are struggling with this problem, always the solutions is going to be to pray, fast, ask God for clarity. God, what is it that you would have me to do in this season? Be okay sometimes with getting it wrong, but just make a plan, stick to it, and work it and learn, right? Learn as you go. Journaling for me, it brings me a lot of clarity. It brings me a lot of strategies when I'm just getting all the thoughts that are swirling in my mind. When I am just getting it down on paper, it actually helps me to pull out like what's important and what I want to focus on and what I believe God is hearing. And then as Christians, we have the ability and the authority to rebuke this spirit of confusion. You have to engage in warfare. And that's one of the things that many women don't recognize. We know that we got to market. We know we need to be on social media. We know we need to have a lead magnet, but we don't often know that we need to war. We need to pray. We need to be rebuking these spirits as God reveals them to us against our purpose-driven businesses. The third sign is that you have ongoing financial struggles and or sudden loss, right? This means that you're just having droughts despite hard work. Doors are closing, things are being like slipped from under your hands. You're putting products and services out there. You are marketing, you do have the right messaging, but little to no one is buying, right? These are signs that the enemy is attacking your business, and you have to declare Deuteronomy 8:18 over your finances. Break agreement with spiritual lack. We get into agreement sometimes with lack and the devouring spirit by our actions. Tithe, when God say tithe, give, follow the biblical kingdom principles around money. Be generous, be a good steward. These are how we come against and close the door. Sometimes the enemy gains access through our actions or lack thereof, right? But if you're doing everything, you're tithing what you make, you're doing everything, and it just seems like the money ain't flowing, continue to war and wait, right? Continue to war and wait. Sometimes God is teaching you. He'll allow the enemy to attack our finances because through it, he's revealing and removing, any idols we may have, idols, with our paycheck, idolizing the business, idolizing income. He will allow these attacks on our finances so that we know he is the source of our provision, regardless to how he allows it to come in. It is God who provides for us. And so I want to encourage you, if you're going there, really begin to evaluate and examine, your actions with money, but also ask God, is there anything in me, right, that has invited this? And if everything is cool and it's just a process, then understand it's a part of your preparation. And at the right time, God will open up the windows of heaven and everything will be restored that the enemy was permitted to steal. Number 4 is fear, doubt, and imposter syndrome. If you wrestle with any of these, you're under attack, right? Because the enemy doesn't want you to push forward this purpose-driven business, and so you find yourself feeling unqualified. You struggle with self-doubt. You don't think you're good enough, right? Again, you're not confident in the call. Sometimes fear looks like procrastination. Fears looks like perfection, right? Sometimes it looks like starting a thing but not finishing it, finishing the thing but not putting it out. Have you ever created a course or did a product or recorded a video, wrote the draft of the book, but then you don't put it out? Like you put all the work and all the effort, you was focused enough to do that, but then something is like, ain't nobody gonna buy this, ain't nobody gonna listen to this, ain't nobody gonna watch this. That is the spirit of fear. That is a spirit of doubt. And you have to declare your identity in Christ. You have to surround yourself with people of faith who can push you, challenge you. You need a coach or a mentor who can hold you accountable. You need a spiritual covering. You need someone like me who can come and see these spirits and war against them with you, give you strategy so that you can execute from start to finish to launch, right? So if you struggle, if any of those examples resonated with you, then it is clear that you struggle in that area and you can be free, which is the good news. The next one is, this was big for me. I mean, this has been big for me. Constant distractions and time wasting activities. Like, have you ever just like the day just left you? Like you intended to be productive, you wanted to, you had a whole list, you wrote in your planner, but you find yourself at the end of the day, by the middle of the day, half the day is gone. You don't know what the heck happened, right? You can't get focused. You're pulled in many directions, and the enemy will create things to pull our attention away from the business. And it could be very real things, but that's where we have to be intentional and say, I'm giving my business 3 hours today. If I can't do it in a 3-hour straight time block, I'm going to do it for an hour, do what I need to do for my kids. I'm coming back and doing it for 30 minutes, but we have to set boundaries. We have to rebuke the spirit of distraction. We have to ask God to help us to discern the distractions in our life. For some of us, it could be our kids, our relationships. It could be our commitments outside of home. It could be so many things. It could be our lack of planning, our lack of having a routine at home, right? Sometimes for me, like just thinking about what I'm going to cook for dinner takes up so much of my brain capacity, where I know I need to have a meal plan for the week. And even if I don't meal prep for the week, I have everything unthought. I know what I'm going to cook. I cook a couple meals at a time so I don't have to cook every day. Like we have to evaluate our lives and our habits and say, okay, how can I remove distractions? How can I maximize on the time? We have to pray for discipline. God has called us as Christian entrepreneurs to live a disciplined life. We have to work at everything, as Colossians 3:23 tells us, like as if we're doing it for the Lord. Scrolling, all of these things, mindless scrolling. Always on the phone with your best friend, Arika, right? We have to set boundaries and we have to set blocks so that we can really do what God has called us to do. Number 6 is attacks on your relationships. This is another big one. And this is one of those indirect ways that the enemy comes against us. You don't often think that the issue with your coworker has anything to do with your business, or you don't think that the issue in your marriage with your spouse has anything to do with your business, or the fact that your child is having all these issues at school and you're getting phone calls and you got to go to meetings. We don't often connect that with the enemy coming against our purpose as entrepreneurs, but it's true, right? You have conflicts with your clients, family, team, all of these things we don't realize, but that is because it's pulling us away from the purpose. Yes, we got to address things. Yes, we have to work on our relationships, but we have to understand the enemy's tactics and the enemy's strategies against our businesses. And sometimes, oftentimes, it comes through people. The Bible tells us we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, which means we have to be able to realize sometimes silence is going to be the strategy. Sometimes not engaging, not arguing, not even addressing it. Other times we have to have the courage to confront situations so that we can set boundaries and recognize, okay, this thing keeps happening and I keep falling into this trap because the enemy wants to get my mind all worked up. He wants to get my emotions worked up. Now I can't focus. I'm frustrated. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm disappointed. I'm everything but able to work on this business effectively because the enemy has worked through people against my purpose-driven business. So you have to be asking God to give you discernment and wisdom. What fights should you just not even engage in? What battles? They all belong to the Lord, but some we're just called to be still and to turn the other cheek. So just be sure to ask God, where is the enemy using any of these relationships with humans against my business? And then finally, number 7 is burnout and spiritual dryness. Like you feel exhausted, unmotivated, distracted, disconnected from God. Like you just don't feel like doing nothing at home or for the business. You don't feel like cooking. You're tired of thinking about what you're going to cook so much. So you're just over it. Right. So now you eating like trash, then you feeling bad about your weight. And then it's this demonic domino that keeps going on. Right. You gaining weight, you feel bad. Now you need time to go to the gym, which takes away time to work on the business. This is how the enemy works. Right. And so one of the solutions is to prioritize rest, incorporate a Sabbath day. Rest is an indication of trust in God. You're not hustling around the clock to try to make something happen. You understand that this business belongs to the Lord. So you're going to rest, you're going to recuperate, you're going to worship him, you're going to spend time with him. Sometimes instead of spending 3 hours on the business, spend 3 hours with God. Have a corporate meeting with the Trinity. That's what I like to call them at home. I have a corporate meeting with the Trinity. God, give me some insight, give me some wisdom, give me some strategy. What should I do? What should I put to the side? What is for a later time and not now? These are some of the signs and some of the ways that you can overcome these attacks against your business and your purpose. And so I hope these was encouraging for you. I want you to know, friend, that you have the authority to fight back. It's not that you can't win against it. The enemy doesn't want you to know that he's come against you. And so it is my job to expose him. It is my job to empower you. It is my job to equip you. God has given you everything you need to do everything he's called you to do. And if you want help identifying and overcoming spiritual warfare in your business, if you feel stuck and you need help breaking through it, I'm here for you. I am offering some one-to-one coaching clinics. You can check the link in my bio, read the description so that you know how to get in contact with me and get on my schedule. But in these small coaching clinics, we can identify where your, biggest attack points, the entry points by which the enemy is coming in, and we can create what I call my strategic execution plan to help you fight back spiritually and practically. We need both, right? And so finally, I want to invite you, if you are in the Central Ohio, Columbus, Ohio area, we're having a Cupcakes Conversations and Collabs event on February 22nd. And I would love for you to join us. We're going to be networking, supporting one another, keeping ourselves accountable, just coming together as kingdom entrepreneurs. And so if you're in Ohio, I want to invite you. You can go to shepursuespurpose.com/events to get a ticket. Seats are limited. It's going to be amazing. This is part of the celebration for my birthday month. My birthday is February 2nd. And so this is one of the ways that I'm going to celebrate by having cupcakes, conversations, and collaborations with other kingdom entrepreneurs. So if you're in the city, make sure you join us. Finally, I would just love to know, which of these signs have you noticed in your business? Which ones have you noticed has been attacking you? Comment below and let me know. And if this video has blessed you, if you know someone, if you was just talking to a friend, if you felt like undisciplined, unmotivated, unproductive, and you just like, man, God, I was just talking about that. Let me know, share it, subscribe it, turn on your notifications, and don't miss us next week. I love y'all. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Join me on Wednesday morning through my prayer line. We are going through the book of Daniel, and we'll be talking about Daniel chapter 5. We have a Pray Through Daniel plan, so I would love for you to join us there as well. All the information will be in the description. But have an amazing and blessed weekend. Remember, you have the power to win against the warfare. You are a child of God. All right. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.